What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with yet another album review, and today I am talking about the latest offering from Primal Fear, Domination. This also came out on September 5th, this time on Reigning Phoenix Music. Man, this year we've got a lot of Reigning Phoenix Music albums. But anyways, this is the band's 15th studio full-length overall. I've checked this band out on and off over the past 10 years, and I've enjoyed what I've heard from this band. So for those who are unfamiliar, this is a German classic heavy metal, speed metal, and power metal band. It's kind of like a three-way mix of all those styles into one. Like you get classic metal riffs, speed metal D-beat stomps, and the epic qualities you get out of European power metal merged into one. Honestly, the best way to describe Primal Fear is pretty much they're like the baby Judas Priest. Kind of like how for some people Halloween is like the baby Iron Maiden. Primal Fear, I think, is the baby Judas Priest when it comes down to their music. So, how does this album compare? Well, we kick things off with The Hunter, and right away you get like these big power metal melodies with classic heavy metal riffing that's going on. And of course, two things that really stood out about this album were the lead work. Like, the lead work was awesome on this album. Like, they ranged from a lot of emotional weight and harmony to awesome shred and nice technical sweeps. But also the choruses. Even though there are a few songs that show up on this album where the chorus is primarily saying the song title over and over again, but the music behind it is really catchy, which makes these choruses pretty stand out in comparison to like some other choruses I've heard this year in terms of like the more power metal side of things. But yeah, it was a really cool opener to get things going, and then we keep going along. And as far as like the Judas Priest comparisons, well, they're pretty much all over the place. But I would say in the songs Destroyer, The Dead Don't Die, and to a degree Heroes and Gods, like those three songs, and even March Boy March, there's some real Judas Priest nods on there. Hell, even in Heroes and Gods, the song itself is almost thrash metal. Like, it's faster, it's a little more aggressive. The chorus is epic despite, saying the song title over and over again, but the music behind the chorus is what keeps it interesting. But going back to Destroyer, it's like more of like a Judas Priest gallop. And then with The Dead Don't Die, this kind of goes for a bit more of like that mid-80s Judas Priest era. Like, it's sleazier, it's got a little more groove to it, but it still retains that like Judas Priest essence in the songwriting department. But yeah, and then also you get like synths kind of get peppered in here and there on the album, more particularly in the instrumental, the shortest track of the album at 2.5 minutes and some change, Hallucinations, which was a really pretty instrumental with synths and great guitar work. And then the song, what was it? Oh, Crossfire. Crossfire, there's like synths kind of peppered in to go in the background to kind of add a little bit of atmosphere to the song, but it doesn't overpower everything, which that's why I like the synth work on this album when it does show up. It's just mostly there to complement what's going on musically rather than taking away from the riffing and the drumming and the vocals and all that stuff. Tears of Fire actually starts off a little bit different. It has a clean melody to begin with, and then it gets into like classic power metal, triumphant riffs and harmonies and gallops. Like, it's basically a proper power metal song, like European power metal tune. The track Far Away, this is one of those other songs where that speed metal vibe comes in. Like, the riffing gets a little bit more aggressive and you get into these like speed metal D beats, but also like a doomy groove comes along as well. And then as we keep going in through the rest of the album, and then the closer, A Tune I Won't Forget, is largely a ballad kind of track. Like, it's somber piano and strings for the most part and spoken word. until about the last 90 seconds. You do get some guitars and drums and proper vocals. But as far as a song that I felt was a big standout, it would be the track Eden, the longest track of the album at about 7 minutes, a little over 7 minutes. It is kind of a more dramatic song, almost balladish, but you get great mid-tempo riffs and melodies, and I love that dramatic feel it has. And then also features guest vocals from Melissa Boney Bonnie from Ad Infinitum on vocals, and I need to check out that band because her vocals are pretty powerful on here as they kind of do a great harmony with Ralph's vocals. And Ralph's vocals, he's got an awesome voice. Hell, I saw that at one point he considered auditioning for Judas Priest in the 90s before Tim Ripper Owens took the spot, and I think Ralph probably would have done a better job than Ripper did in Priest, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. So, as far as any negatives go, well, real quick, production, great production. It was mixed by Jacob Hansen. Second time, recording-wise, I've mentioned Jacob Hansen because he's going to be mixing an album coming up later this week. But, yeah, he does a great job with the mix. I will never complain about Jacob Hansen's mixes. As far as any negatives go, I do feel like this album does get long in the tooth. It's almost an hour long, 13 songs, and that averages in like the 4.5 minute mark, which, yeah, the songs do kind of go by quick, but I do feel like you start to feel this album's length after a while, and I feel like some of these songs could have been cut off of the album and just put on like an EP. Like, honestly, I would have taken 4 of these songs. I would say in particular, the tracks I would have rather had on EP would be Destroyer, Scream, Crossfire, and a tune I won't forget. I think those 4 songs could have been on an EP, and the other 9 songs, and I think it would have stayed on here, I'm trying to say. I think it would have made this album stronger. But overall, this was still a really fun album. I'm going to give this 3.5 out of 5. It's definitely got some stuff to work on, like whittling things down, don't go overindulgent. But for the most part, songwriting was solid. Love the performances. Everybody played their asses off, and that's all you can really say. So if you are a fan of Judas Priest, I would also even say like Halloween, and maybe even a little bit of bands like Blind Guardian and Iced Earth, check this out. But of course, those are just my opinions. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But until next time, thank you for watching, keep your horns high, and your dreams wet.